Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app, but I also dabble a little bit in other platforms like Facebook Marketplace and sometimes on Cherish. So today I'll be doing a leather suede cleaning video for you. This is kind of a mix of how-to and experimental. So I bought some leather and suede coats at a fill the bag sale. It's a giant like black outdoor garbage bag full for $5. I got some coats home and they smelled like cigarettes. So I am going to try and wash them in the washing machine to see if I can get the odor out and to see how they look when they come out. I'm also going to be cleaning up these Sorel suede wedge sandals, and they don't look too bad on camera, but the primary area on the back of both of them, there is some dirty marks. So I'm going to be using these two Angelus easy cleaner kits. So this one comes with some cleaning fluid, a brush, and a little rag. And this says that it is for suede and leather. And then this one is the suede and nubuck kit. And it comes with a little suede eraser and a suede brush. I got both of these on Amazon, and I had seen other resellers suggest them. So I'm gonna kind of try them out, see how they work, and give you feedback on what I think. And I'll link those down below, so if you are interested in ordering them and trying them out, you can. They're pretty affordable. So I'll also show you the couple of different coats that I got in that fill the bag sale. So this is a leather coat, but it's kind of a stiff, spit it out, and shiny leather. It's by Wilson's. And like I said, I got these in a fill the bag sale, so I paid less than $1 a piece for them. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to try out some experimental cleaning and see how it goes. This is another vintage leather jacket, and it's a very soft, supple leather. It almost feels like lambskin. And then this is a Western leather vest, and it's kind of in between soft and stiff leather. And then last up is this 70s suede jacket. Now this is really dirty, really worn, and really old. So I'm not sure how this is gonna come out, but you know, we're gonna test it out and see. What I'm gonna do with these is I'm going to turn them inside out and wash them on gentle cold. And I'm going to use, I'm probably gonna put some white vinegar in there to help combat the odor, and probably just a little bit of woolite. And then we're having really warm weather, so I'm gonna hang them to dry outside. And then I'll be back and show you how they turn out. Fingers crossed they turn out good, and you can use this method to easily clean up your leather coats and other items. So I'm gonna get started with these shoes. And so this eraser, it says to just rub it on. Can you see that? Yeah, just rub it on the dirty mark. And you kind of go in stages. So I'm gonna go over this whole area once. And I'm just kind of, I wouldn't say I'm pushing super hard, just kind of moderately hard. And then it says to take the brush and brush it off. And then I'm gonna do that again, maybe a little bit harder. And what this looks like it does is it kind of takes some of the nap of the suede off, and it kind of disturbs the area. I am seeing some improvement here. Not 100%, but some. But the examples that I've seen, hopefully you guys can see that too. Yeah, the examples that I've seen say that it takes, you know, it takes quite a few rounds to get this off. I picked these wedges up at the Goodwill bins. I probably wouldn't have bought them at the regular Goodwill, but I paid just about $2 for them, so I thought they would be a good item to, you know, test out some different cleaning methods on. So it's looking a little bit better, but I am going to put this on a time lapse, and so you can kind of watch me work at it, but you don't, but it doesn't take so long. So I'm going to switch to that now. Okay, so I've worked on these for about 5 minutes, and there still is a shadow there, but it's definitely looking a lot better than it did. Let's see if we can compare it. Well, this one wasn't quite as dirty. I don't know. Does it look that much better? I think it's definitely looking better than it did. So I'm going to keep working on those, and I'm going to try some of the liquid cleaner too and see how that helps. One thing I do notice, I don't know if you can see this, but this is really messy. So you might want to put down paper or plastic when you're working on, or if you have, you know, kind of a stubborn project like this. Okay, I put an apron on because that was getting pretty messy and I'm wearing all black, but I am really impressed with the progress on these. What do you guys think? These are like a very pale gray, almost white, and they had that really dark mark like that on them, actually darker than that one, but that looks pretty good. So I, you know, did about 5 minutes with a little eraser, and then I'd brush it off and then I'd erase again, and it was getting pretty close. And so then I wiped it down with the cleaner and the rag that it came with. It's kind of a textured microfiber rag. And so this is still a little bit wet or damp. And then I kind of worked on the front areas a little bit too with the liquid cleaner. And I'm probably gonna take like a magic eraser to this bottom dirty area. But I think they're looking pretty good. And they, you know, a lot of people pass these up at the bins. I went after the bins came out and everyone had rushed it, and they just left them because they were still dirty. And otherwise, these are barely worn. So I'm pretty excited and impressed with the with how that works. So I'm going to work a little bit on the other one. There's a picture or a look at how dirty that one is. And then I'll come back a little bit later and show how they do. And I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna throw those leather and suede coats. I think I'll do 2 loads. Throw those in the washing machine on cold, gentle. Wish me luck. I'll be back in a little bit. Hi, it's the next day and I've washed all the coats, and these shoes have had a chance to dry. I also cleaned up another pair of cowboy boots that had some white residue on them. So after I get done talking about these, I'm going to insert before and after photos of these and those cowboy boots. But I am really impressed with how good these look. I even used the this liquid cleaner on this part of the sole all the way around, and it took marks off of there too. So these really look great. I'm really excited to, you know, with how they turned out, and I think I can definitely make a lot more money on them this way than if I tried to sell them dirty like that, because I didn't know that you could clean up suede like that before, and I bet other people don't either. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert those 2 photos here, and then I'll be back to talk about the coats. Okay, so back to the coats. I'm kind of on the fence about whether this was a good idea or not to wash these coats like that. They all turned out fine, but I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you have odors to get out, or it's just an item that it's worth the risk to lose it if it doesn't turn out. So the first one is this suede jacket, and I wouldn't say that it looks any cleaner from washing it. In fact, no, it does not at all. But the smoke smell is gone. I can't smell it. I did spritz it down a couple of times with white vinegar on the inside and the outside and let it dry outside. And then when I washed it, I also put probably about a cup of white vinegar into the washing machine with it. So if you haven't heard, white vinegar is supposed to combat odors. So is vodka. And you can also get the activated charcoal little like sachets. I don't know if that's what you call them, but you can get them off Amazon, and put that in with an item that has an odor in a plastic bag and let it sit a few times, and that's supposed to help with odor. Okay, so the next one is this one that was the really soft leather, and I would say that it is not as soft as it was to begin with, but it's definitely not stiffer. It's definitely not stiff feeling. It still feels nice. And I really think this one actually washed up nice. It was a little wrinkled to begin with. One thing I will note, it seems like, I don't know if you can see this, but it seems like the washing machine was harder on the lining than anything of these. So, overall, I'm really pleasantly surprised at how these turned out. And this does have a slit in the sleeve here. I'm not sure if that was there before the washer or not. Okay, so the next one is this Wilson's leather one that was the stiff, almost like patent leather feeling. And it looks great. I don't think it looks worse from being in the washing machine. It doesn't feel different. It smells fresher. So, yeah. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised. And then here's the gray vest. And I'd say it got a little more wrinkly. And there was a little spot, but actually I was able to get that out. There was a little spot that came up on the front, and I'm not sure if it was there before I put it in the washer or not. I sure didn't do a very good job of doing the before and after on these, but again, this was pretty hard on the lining, and it pulled, made it have some more loose threads. But I would say overall, it is definitely worth a try if you have some items that you pick up at the bins that have odors to them, or just have an overall dirty look and you're willing to risk it to throw them in there. So I washed on cold. I used a little bit of woolite. I don't even know what to say, maybe 1/4 of a cup or less of woolite, then that cup of white vinegar. And for the thicker, firmer leather one, I put it in a king-sized pillowcase that zips, like a pillow cover that zips on one end, and I would highly recommend that you get a couple of those. I use them whenever I am washing a delicate item. I put it in there and then zip the end, and I think it just kind of protects the fabric a little bit while it's still getting washed and agitated. So I hope you found this, beneficial. I found it to be kind of an interesting experiment, and this kind of makes it so you don't have to risk something if you don't want to, and also know that these kits, I think these kits are well worth the money, because I'll use them over and over again for shoes and coats and whatever. So I would definitely recommend ordering those. I'll put links below. This is not sponsored. I don't think that I'll even be able to figure out how to get affiliate links yet, but it's just to help you guys out and for fun, kind of. So that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up. If you're liking my videos overall, if you would subscribe, that would be awesome. And comment down below, maybe if you're surprised, or if you thought it would be ruined, whatever you want to say below. Just the comments really help boost my videos in the YouTube algorithm so more people see them. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.